Right, so as promised, we are joined in studio today by a lot of people. I've never seen the room this full. It's a little bit overwhelming, but it's a little bit exciting too. Today we have two special guests here. It's going to be Mr. Thembinkosi RetinaSA. I hope I got that right. Yeah, I did. As well as Joshua. Joshua, how you doing, man? I don't have your surname here. I don't know why. Such issues. Joshua, how you doing, man? What's your surname again, bud? White boy. Okay, cool. As well as Rainers Barnard from the Future Kings, David Bonds from SPA, and Gail Silly, who is part of the initiative that is bringing awareness to International Disability Day. Guys, how is everyone doing today?
Very well, thank you.
Cool. Now, today is International Disability Day, and we are all about promoting awareness for this. So now, you two gentlemen, specifically Thembinkosi as well as Joshua, you have a condition known as retinitis. I got it right. Pigmentosa, and it affects your sight, I believe, and ability to focus and things like that, and makes things a little bit difficult in regards to employment and education and that sort of stuff. So I want to know from you guys, as young people who are visually impaired, can you tell us about the barriers that you experience as a learner, in Joshua's case, or in your history, Thembinkosi, and in the playground and communicating with people, and also importantly with employment and tertiary education? I know that's a mouthful, but let's start with you.
Okay. Morning, afternoon to you, mate, and afternoon to after lunch listeners. My name is Thembinkosi RetinaSA from KwaZulu.
Yeah.
Growing up with a visual disability was very hard to me, not according to my family, because of I've grown with them, and as I was growing, they get to understand to live with a person with a visual disability, but towards a society and even to the things around, because of I experienced barriers of maybe using a public transport. The buses that we're using, they right on top, even like the destination, where is it going to?
Yeah.
So you struggle to see where the bus is going.
The little things we take for granted, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's such a small thing that wouldn't even register in someone's mind. We know where the buses are going because they're right on top, but if you can't see it, that makes life must make it very challenging.
Yes, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
And and even going around your area, you will see someone who knows you. Yeah. And they will just greet you and just say, "Hi, do you see me?
Yeah.
do you recognize who am I?"
Yeah.
So it's just very, very, very naughty.
Yeah.
Towards.
It must be frustrating as well.
It's frustrating.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And Joshua, how about with you? How have you found it in regards to experiencing things as a learner and just going about your everyday life? How have you found it with whilst being visually impaired?
It's like at school when we must write stuff down and can't see right in the board, and I must go and stand in front of the board to see. And sometimes also on the playground when we play soccer, and I kick the ball most. And I say, "Why you kick the ball first? Why you kick the ball first? You can't play, man. It's stupid."
Yeah, no, I can imagine. I mean, I was terrible at sport, and I know that I got ostracized almost if you couldn't perform, and I can imagine it's difficult.
And to add towards that, even in school, when we growing maybe as children, wants to experience what every child does.
Every other child, the normal parts of growing up, and it makes it challenging.
Because of I remember at school, the teachers, they used to be a little bit afraid of, you may not be able to play soccer.
Yeah.
You may not be able to do this and that. So now you kind of growing up in closing your mind is being in a closed corner.
And they're closing you off to all these
and
things.
And now
that,
you end up feel less of a person, you are different to other people and you are lesser than them.
Yeah.
Understand? And now you will even end up losing confidence of
Yeah.
what you can do and what you can't do.
I could imagine. I mean, it
Yeah.
sounds really, really tough. But speaking of, the toughness of it, I know that both of you have excelled despite your disability in doing things, and really pushing through it. Tell me we will definitely be talking about that in a bit, exactly what you guys have done. But before that, can you tell me how you managed to, and how you keep managing and keep trying to overcome barriers and get over the feeling of being maybe isolated or maybe a little bit excluded from society?
Yeah, like I had the luck to meet Gail in my life.
Yeah.
And I was taken to a hospital, and joining Retina South Africa and having Gail around me. So you will go like in our locations, like people may make you feel down.
Yeah.
But I used to give myself to just go to Retina South Africa to meet Gail, understand?
Yeah.
And she will counsel me, understand, and give me strength to continue in life, understand. So now, I was sitting at home, and I asked myself, if there is someone like Gail, and she have the same condition, and she is doing things, do you know what I mean? And why would I live in a closed corner in my society?
Yeah.
Because of even like being visually impaired, and people treat you even like you don't even like they treat you like you are more like you have more disabilities.
Yeah.
Maybe they will think like you are deaf. Even when you're going in the streets, they will greet someone next to you with them like normal, and they said, oh, and just say hi to Tara, as if I can't hear.
Yeah.
As if I'm deaf.
Yeah.
So now Gail encouraged me to stand up. Understand?
She inspired you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To stand up, and now I've because of the condition I had, I thought of how come I not build even my own thing, because of our we have our we call it an abbreviation in the disability forum that there is nothing about us without us.
Yeah.
If in order for me to change my condition towards my society, on how people on how people must treat disabled people, we as disabled people, we have to stand up and teach them. They will never change if we sit behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Understand?
So
totally what was on me to just stand up and change what is happening around, because there's nothing about us without us.
Wow, that's really admirable, actually. A little taken aback. Josh, if I can move on to you. Now you really love rugby. This is the one thing we touched on. Hence, we have a gentleman in here from the Future Kings, who we will be speaking to in a little bit. But you have a huge passion for rugby, and I know that your condition makes it difficult to play. But you are still pursuing it, and I think that's really, really cool. Could you tell me a little bit about your opportunity to be coached by the guys from the Future Kings, and when you met them, what barriers did you have to deal with when you first met them?
When I first met the Future Kings, it was nice, and I tried to play rugby.
Yeah, and they helped you. They helped you sort of find a way to do that despite the disability. Hey? Can you tell us a little bit about what they did, like how they managed to help you out? Little things, little tips maybe.
When they didn't know how to board me, they asked me, they tell them of my condition and asked me to board me.
Okay, that's awesome. And now, Tembi, you've been also doing a lot of work. Now, I was going through your credentials, so to speak, before yesterday when I got the brief, and you've done a lot of work. You've got a lot of qualifications behind your name. You've really pushed through academically, as I might say. You really do have a lot behind you. Right now, I know that employment's been difficult, but you've found a place to work at the Sunridge Spa. We also have a gentleman here from there. We're going to be talking to him in a bit too. And for you working at Sunridge, what was the most significant moment for you while spending time there? And what barriers did you have to face?
I like at Sunridge Spa, things were are very, very good. Even like the people, they like the colleagues around, they are very, very friendly and helpful. But if maybe like you told them that you are visually impaired, they will kind of saying, "Oh, sorry, let me do it for you. Can I help you?"
Instead of letting you do it
everything
yourself,
that you can do, like, can I help you? Understand? Not like we don't need that kind of a treatment. Yes, if ever we need help, then we will ask for it.
Yeah. But you don't want people like constantly coming and saying, "Do you need help?" Yeah, yes. I see exactly what you mean.
But but there are people who understand. Who understand me. Yeah. Understand, and who will say, "Okay, can I show you how things are being done?" Yeah. Understand. So that's a kind of a treatment that we need. Understand.
Yeah, I totally get
just
it.
to be coached and told how things must be done.
To be there to assist, but not be overbearing at the same time. And speaking of the guys that help, let's chat to you guys for a little bit. We got Rainers Barnard here from the Future Kings, as mentioned, as well as David Barnes from SPA, and of course Gail Celia, got it right, and she's from RetinaSA. Guys, we did say hello. I just want to ask you guys a few questions about working with these two gentlemen. Let's start with you, Rainers. With working with someone that is visually impaired. In fact, let me broaden the question and just ask everyone. Working with people who are visually impaired, what perceptions did you have to face, and the barriers that existed for you as employers or as people that are looking to boost their careers and whatnot? What did you have to specifically face with both Josh and Tembi? We can start with you.
Ja, right. Thank you, Matthew. Good day, listeners, and goeiemiddag, luisteraars. Julle almal met julle praat. Matthew, I think the biggest barriers for coaching, when I heard that I'm coaching Josh and he's got a visual problem, was the barriers in myself. Yeah. And it wasn't the barriers that I went to out, and it was how am I going to approach this? How am I going to change the classes? How am I going to change the other kids? And by actual fact, when we got to the classes, that was the only barrier. Because all I had to do was just sit back and says, right, how is Josh going to look at the class? Yeah. And how is Josh going to adapt to the scenario? Yeah. And like Tembi said, I totally agree. I've learned a lot during that time, but I totally agree in what we did at the end of the day was having everybody on a normal base. Yeah. And from that normal base, work from there. We are so quickly to run and just want to change everything because somebody is visually impaired or there's a problem, instead of looking how far they can go and then help them with their problem
and identifying the issues and then finding a way around that. Exactly. Make it a challenge for yourself.
So I think the biggest barrier is in each one of ourselves. Yeah. And once you've broken that barrier inside yourself down, you can go forward and you can actually come along in leaps and bounds. Wow. And that's what we found if we can do that in a week's time. And break down so many barriers.
What could you do over a month or a year or a season or whatever it is? I mean,
and the nicest thing about all of it is we never went and approached the classes when Josh was there and said, "Listen, this is Josh. He's visually impaired," and we never did that. Yeah. And we never had any of the kids look at him differently.
Yeah, it's like here's a new player.
The first Saturday, a lot of them didn't know he was
really
impaired.
Wow.
So that was quite excellent.
That's awesome to hear, actually. That's really cool.
And when you go back, and Gal was awesome in that sense of actually giving us glasses to show the boys what these guys can actually see. And when we went back after a class and showed these boys, this is what the boys can see. Yeah.
They must have been shocked.
They were dumbstruck. They couldn't believe it.
I can imagine.
They couldn't believe it. So, yes, and that's. I think we've come a long way in the last week. Dave, I don't know if you want to take over.
Absolutely.
Yes, thanks, Rainus. Good afternoon, Matthew, and good afternoon to the listeners. Well, Gail got in touch with us at Sunridge Super Spa about 3 weeks ago to get involved with International Disability Day, and she asked me to put one of her guys in the store, and in the past I think it's natural that we find it difficult sometimes to interact with visually impaired people. You're not sure how to approach them sometimes. So it's been a really good learning curve for us as well. But initially, Gail said you can put Timmy in the store, interview him, and just and keep him there for 2 days, just to create a bit of awareness amongst the customers and our staff as well about today. And Timmy's been with us for just under a week now, and we've been so impressed with him with just his determination and how hard he's been working. So we've given him a short-term contract for our busy period now till the end of December, and then from then we'll take it further and see how it goes there. But we've been very impressed with the way Timmy's fitted in. Initially, there were a few barriers we had to overcome as well. Obviously, Timby does have a few limitations, and I had to just look around it and try and find the right place for him to work in the store. And so we started him off in the fruit and veg department, because he battles to read the labels on the shelves, and obviously you can't just work on the tills, so there are some things that he can't do. But he's fitted in so well in our fruit and veg department, working with the rest of the guys there. I mean, if you look at his CV and what he's achieved, he's been on wholesale and retail courses, and I just found that he's just as capable and just as intelligent, if not more, than the rest of the staff that we've got there.
That's so awesome to hear. And even on both sides, actually, how both of you, in your own ways, were able to sort of go around the disability and find a way to make it work. You know what I mean? I think that's so admirable. I know that a lot of people will probably think this is too challenging. We don't have time for it or whatnot, but you guys have gone the extra mile and made time for it and found a way to make it work, which I think is really, really cool. As employers, you must know that there are some employers that would struggle. If you could say anything, if there were ways to open doors for people with this condition in the working world, how do you think it would go about?
Well, I just think that people with disabilities just need to be given a chance so that they can prove what they're actually capable of doing. When Gail first came up with this idea, I wasn't sure exactly what Timby would be able to do, and also I just thought in a busy store like us now at Sunridge Service Bar, it's obviously getting busy now for Christmas, and I was a bit worried that he might get in the way, and but it's been the opposite. I mean, we've given him this contract now, and he's doing so well with it. Yeah. He just needs all he's wanted is just somebody to open a door for him and give him a chance in life, and
look at him go.
This is a chance for him now, and a stepping stone to bigger things for Timby.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the lady who started it all off, Gail. How you doing? Gail Celia from RetinaSA. And you also are visually impaired, though. We didn't mention that. That's right?
That's right.
That is. You have the same condition, correct?
I also have retinitis pigmentosa, which I've had since the age of 12.
Okay, so you can relate, and you've helped these guys, and you're raising all awareness. I mean, that's a big thing, and I think it's so cool that you are able to relate to what they're going through. How have you found this whole experience with both of them, and with the help and the encouragement from both the Future Kings and Sunridge Spa?
I just don't know how to say thank you to Rainers from Future Kings and David from Sunridge Quick Spa, because I contacted quite a number of people to take a number of our visually impaired people on, and I didn't get many responses. So I'm not sure whether I've really had to, twisted their arms harder than others. But really a huge thank you to you.
That's so awesome.
Yes, it's something very close to my heart because I've experienced the barriers myself. And when I look around at the young people and the opportunities that just won't open up for them, it breaks my heart.
Absolutely.
And so when I saw the theme this year, I thought, come on, we've got to try and get the public out there to examine the barriers, because generally, as Raina said, the barrier is within ourselves.
Yeah.
It's not because of a person with a disability. That's the perceived
barrier.
And so when I saw the theme, I thought, no, we've got to actually get people talking to each other to break the barriers
down. Get it out in the open, break the ice, etc. That's so great. Unfortunately, I've been so captivated. We actually are running out a little bit of time. But guys, both Thembinkosi and Joshua, is there anything you'd just like to end off, and just something you'd like to say? What message would you like to give the listeners, maybe with regards to an inclusive society for everyone?
To the society, I would like to see the society treating us like human beings, normally human beings, not calling us funny names, and not doing they must give us the dignity that we deserve.
Absolutely.
They must see a human being before they see a disability.
Absolutely.
Because of we are people living with disability.
Wow. Thank you very much, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure having you in studio. I learned a lot. It was actually quite overwhelming in a way. It was fantastic. I appreciate everything you guys have done. I think it's really good work that you do, and I appreciate you taking some time out of your day, just to come and talk to me and educate me as well as the listeners about this, because it's something new to me, and I think that it's something that needs to be discussed about, and we need take an initiative as a society even. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you.